Welcome to beautiful and bloomin' Burns, Tennessee, and the Americana Folk Festival. Now, while there are some people in country music that don't necessarily see a connection between Americana music and country music, where artists like Graham Parsons and Woody Guthrie alive today, they might disagree. Let's go find out more. As anyone can see, this Americana musical genre attracts a wide assortment of fans. Though they might be very unique in their eclectic musical taste, they do have one significant common thread, that being this pure slice of American folk culture. What's the difference between country, folk, and Americana music?
I think Americana is it's more organic. It just comes from a soul, and it's not redone by anybody. It's truly what comes from the writer or the singer, songwriter, which is where which is the impressive part.
Country.
Oh, no, that I don't know.
Well, in your mind, what do you think?
Just more folky compared to twangy. I don't know. I don't know. You've got to edit that part out.
What do you like about Americana music?
It's relaxing, I guess.
What's the difference between Americana and country?
Americana, to my mind, way in, is I think we had this discussion. Americana is such a broad term, it is in danger of being crushed under its own weight. It encompasses most everything that is not easily classifiable otherwise. I'm not sure that it's anything in particular.
It really should contain jazz and blues.
Yeah.
Also, but
rock and roll
tends to be anything with a Telecaster.
That's right. Western shirts help. Shirts with snaps in general are good.
Argyle socks help.
Messy hair.
Those here at the Americana Folk Festival did get much more than they bargained for when they went to the crafts area. Local artists and craftsmen brought out their best just to show you what you can find when you get out of town.
This is our first time to do this, and I've absolutely enjoyed it. And meeting all the other artists too has been enjoyable.
How do you like music?
Oh, I'm just right here. Really love that part too, yeah. Really enjoying the whole thing.
What can you tell me about the art that you put together over here?
Well, this is all found object metal art. I weld it, I clean it up, brush it, and get it where it needs to be. Everything from angels to horses to motorcycles to just whatever comes to mind. It's the type of thing I enjoy doing. I've been doing it for about 5 years now, and it's my hobby, and I love to come to these festivals and do this kind of thing. It's great. It's fun, entertainment.
Well, what's the hardest thing about coming up with an idea whenever you're putting something together, a piece of art like this?
Trying to come up with something different and trying to find the parts. A lot of times, the metal, you'll find a piece and it'll suggest something to you, or a lot of times you'll actually have something in mind and sketch it out first. So there's a couple of ways going about it, but there's always a lot of ideas. There's a lot of things. People give you ideas. People are real generous. They'll give you ideas all the time.
I'm Pat Wright, park manager at Montgomery Bell.
Hey Pat, what do you like about this festival here?
It's just a great time for everybody to come out and enjoy the beautiful fall weather we have.
How do you like the music this fall?
Music's great. I really get into this type of music, the country bluegrass.
What really makes the festival worth the price of admission is the feel of the crowd. Audiences around all three stages at this edition of the Americana Folk Festival appeared to be as anxious for what they might see as kids at Christmas. But none of the bands appearing, whether new or more established, sounded anything other than fantastic. While the festival attendees were ready for whatever surprises might come their way, the musicians knew exactly why they were here.
Straight up, no BS, have a great time. We ain't selling nothing but that.
This folk festival is awesome. That's why. It's beautiful weather, great folk music. They've got a really cool atmosphere here where a lot of the artists just stay picking late at night in cabins and stuff, and it's just a blast every year that I've done it. This is the second year that I've been in. The cool thing for me playing here is just that the fans love this style of music. And I play at a lot of shows where people maybe they don't know who I am and they're not familiar with what style of music it's going to be, and they may or may not be fans of acoustic or folk or country music. But the folks that show up here, they know exactly what they're going to get, and they love it. And so that's the extra bonus of playing this kind of a festival, is that you're playing for the exact people that really love your style of music. So.
Well, I think they're all part of the same family, but there's, you're talking about contemporary country, the stuff that's on mainstream radio. It's different from Americana. I think Americana artists are a little more free in terms of what they can write about, and because they're not as concerned with that mainstream airplay, and there are just so many like hybrids of traditional, neo-traditional, old-timey country, Americana, country blues.
So is there kind of an honesty connected with Americana, you think, or?
I think so. I think people are more sort of life referential in a true way.
I don't know. When I think of Americana music, I think of just very organic, honest music.
Yeah, I think they're all cousins. I mean, you look at kind of where American music came out of Europe and then out of Africa. I took a class in college about kind of the history of Appalachian folk music, which led us into a discussion of country. We started talking about Jimmy Rogers and the Carter family, and then all the way to Johnny Cash and Dolly Parton, the Grand Ole Opry. And it was these just songs that mountain people had written, mixed with Negro spirituals that kind of form this, they kind of all just run together when these people meet each other and they start trading ideas. And next thing you know, you've got country and rock and roll and blues and, folk, and it's all come out of this, this same idea of people just sitting around with instruments and making music.
For all the artists appearing, Americana songstress Shelley Wright put it best.
Hey, I'm Shelley Wright. Come out and see me.
I'm Lance Yelvington for cybercountry.com.